Hello dear students, welcome to the online education of class 7 science. So dear students, we have been discussing about the exercise part of the lesson soil in the previous class. Okay, so now let's go for the next part of the exercise, that is question number 6, that is list the differences between clayey soil and sandy soil. So let us make the list of differences between clayey soil as well as sandy soil. Okay, let's see the first difference. So in the case of clay soil, the proportion of the fine particles is higher. Okay, in case of clay soil. So in case of sandy soil, the proportion of large particles is higher. Okay, so fine particles are higher in the clay soil, whereas large particles are higher in the sandy soil. Second difference, particles are packed tightly, whereas in sandy soil particles are loosely packed. Okay, so third differences, so clay soil, it can hold more amount of water, whereas sandy soil, its ability to retain water is low. It cannot hold more amount of water, so its ability to retain the water is very low. Next, fourth one. So the water cannot drain quickly through the clay soil because the soil particles are tightly held together. Hence, the water cannot drain quickly. Water cannot pass through quickly through the clay soil. So this is the fourth difference in case of clay soil, and let us see the sandy soil. So water can drain quickly. Okay, in case of sandy soil, so water can easily pass through the sandy soil, so that's why it is told water can drain quickly. So fifth one is, it is heavy in weight. Clay soil is very heavy in weight, whereas sandy soil is light in weight. Sixth one, less air is trapped between the particles in clay soil, so more air is trapped between the particles in case of sandy soil, as there is much gap between the particles. So last one is seventh one, so clay soil is rich in humus, sandy soil is not rich in humus. So there are seven differences are there between clay soil as well as sandy soil. So question number 7, sketch the cross section of soil and label the various layers. Okay, so dear students, here the picture of the soil structure, layers, various layers have been given. So you have to sketch the cross section of the soil and label the various layers. Okay, so here you can see in the picture, so first the top layer where the plants have grown, the roots are found, so it is the A horizon. Below that there is smaller particles of what the rocks are there, that is horizon B, whereas the third horizon, that is horizon C, you will see the cracks and crevices of the rock particles you can see. So whereas the total last layer of the soil, it is containing bedrock. Okay, so this is the cross section of the soil with the different layers. So now let's go for the question number 8. Yes, let's go very fast. So Regia conducted an experiment in the field related to the rate of percolation. She observed that it took 40 minutes of 200 ml of water to percolate through the soil sample. So calculate the rate of percolation. Okay, so here the amount of water is, given amount of water is 200 ml and percolation rate is 40 minute. Okay, so we have to calculate the rate of percolation. Okay, what is the formula? So amount of water taken in milliliters divided by the time taken for percolation, that is in minutes. So first you enter the numerator, 200 ml is the amount of water taken, and what is the time taken to percolate? I mean the percolation time is 40 minutes. So let's find out the percolation rate. Yes, 0 cancel, 4 5 ja. So that is 5 milliliter per minute is the rate of percolation of water for the particular soil sample which is given. Okay, let's quickly go for the question number 9 now. So explain how soil pollution and soil erosion could be prevented. Yes, so how could we control the soil pollution? Yes, that's here are the answers. Let's go through that. So how can we prevent the soil pollution? First of all, that we will discuss first. See, the persistent buildup of toxic compounds in the soil is defined as soil pollution. Means the addition of the toxic compounds in the soil, topsoil, is known as soil pollution. Okay, so this prevents the, see, in order to prevent the soil pollution, its causes must be controlled. What are the causes for the soil pollution? That must be controlled first. Yes, what is the first point of controlling? See, plastics and polythene bags destroy the fertility of the soil. Am I right or not? Yes. So hence they should be disposed properly, and if possible their use should be avoided. So as the plastics and polythene bags are destroying the fertility of the soil, so they should be disposed properly we must dispose them, and if at all we need them as much as possible, if possible, so we must use the use of such plastic materials should be avoided. So let's go for the second question, that is second answer. So some waste products from the industries and homes pollute the soil. Yes, it is of course it is, we are all doing the same thing here. So this is the best way to prevent the soil pollution. What is that? So some waste products which is coming out of the factories as industries as well as from the homes pollute the soil. So these pollutants should be treated chemically. So these pollutants should be treated chemically to make them harmless before they are disposed. So before they could be disposed to the nearby water bodies, they must be disposed properly, and if possible we must make them harmless, toxic less. So we must dispose them properly, so make them treated well. And third point, other pollutants of soil which includes pesticides and insecticides. So therefore excessive use of these substances should be avoided. Means our farmer friends should avoid excessive use of pesticides and insecticides, which in turn leads to soil erosion, soil pollution, as well as it reduces the fertility of the soil. Okay, so prevention of soil erosion, yes, let's look at it. So removal of the upper fertile layer of the soil or topsoil by the strong winds and flowing water is known as soil erosion. So how do you prevent the soil erosion? Simple. So roots of the plants bind the soil firmly and prevent the soil erosion. It's very quite simple here. So roots of the plants, okay, they bind or they hold the soil firmly and prevents the soil erosion, right? So another one is absence of plants leads to the soil erosion. So hence deforestation should be avoided, afforestation should be encouraged. So therefore soil erosion can be prevented by planting the trees more and more and checking the indiscriminate cutting of trees. We must encourage the people to afforestation means to plant more and more saplings wherever there is a dry land. Okay, so by these ways we can prevent the soil erosion. So dear students, let me put a full stop for this exercise part of this question, and only the puzzle part is left. Let me discuss with this the puzzle part, so which is much little needed extra explanation. So hence the time exceeds. I would continue this part in the next class. Thank you and have a nice day.